Hello, namaste. Welcome back to Namaste video series for getting started in yoga, or just a couple hints and ideas if you're trying to decide if you want to or trying to get comfortable enough to go out there and go to that first class. Today, I decided that before I go over basic poses, I want to do a basic poses talk. So, because just in case you decide that you want to try out the poses with me, I figured I would talk a little bit about that before we do it. So, always, and this is true in every yoga class, and I actually think it is part of the definition of yoga. Yoga can be translated, I should have looked this up, something to yoke together your breath, body, and spirit. To move, awareness of your body and internal awareness. So a lot about it is preparing for meditation, that internal awareness of self. So I think that regardless, it's a really, really important part of yoga to be completely aware of your body. But also that's important because if you're watching my video, I'm not there to help you. I don't know your body in particular, so just always be aware of you. Same goes in a class, and which brings me to you can, and if you're comfortable at all, should. Most teachers will welcome you to either pull them aside or whatever you're comfortable with before or after class. Kind of let them know, I have arthritis in my wrist. I injured my back. I have a fused hip. So if you have any ideas for me, if you can throw out alternate pose ideas as you go through a class or something. And then maybe if you're coming to their class regularly, they'll even think about, okay, can I come up with a sequence that'll help them? Anyway, just talking to them about that might give you some ideas and more comfort and give them an idea of helping you know your range and where you should stop. Another thing about that is, well, if you know that you have things that you should, before exercising, that you should talk to your doctor or physical therapist, then definitely do that. As long as that you have your edge. So, I like to talk about training a muscle. You want to give it a little bit of stress. Same, even your eyes, a little bit of stress, but not so much that it's hurting them, because too much continued stress is going to deteriorate and wear out. No stress, constant ease, is going to cause lack of muscle or need to build more. So you want to apply a little. Your edge is kind of like that. So your edge in yoga is figuring out where can, you don't always have to meet your edge. Maybe some days you're just wanting a more relaxed yoga flow without always meeting your edge. But if you're trying to always push yourself without getting hurt, then you're looking for that edge. And the edge is the point where you're working. Maybe you don't want to stay there. Maybe it's a little uncomfortable, but you have a goal. So you're going to stay here and use that another yoga word, topus, fire, determination, to stay here so that I can reach my goal. But the edge is passed once it starts any kind of twingy pain, any kind of shock pain, muscle pain, anything that you can tell is the wrong kind of pain. That is not that, oh yeah, burn, I'm building, but oh, that's a tweak, it's gonna hurt. Then you need to move back out of the pose, find an alteration, go into the pose before is usually a good thing. If you don't know an alteration, just go back to the last place you were comfortable, or a child's pose. I'll go over that in the basic poses. But just something to keep in mind. Always, always be aware of your body and what it's feeling, what it wants from you, is more important often than times than what the pose looks like. There are certain cues that are for your anatomy, to knee over ankle, to protect, to make sure that it's safe. But if it's just to try to get a little bit further, a little bit deeper, then and it's not about protection anatomy, then those things aren't necessary, because everybody's bodies are so different. Our tendons are different lengths. Our faces are different shapes, which makes our neck different shapes, which is a fun story I love to tell. But it's just, It is a thing. Listen to your body. Nobody knows it the way you do. That was a really long lecture. Sorry. But it's really important. Your breath is one of the things. So we do the pranayama and the ujjayi breath, focusing in on our body, focusing in on that breath, more awareness on our body, more internal we are. We're going to catch those little subtle cues from the body. You need to back out of this. This is too much for you. Let's see what else. Oftentimes, breath. We'll cue nose breath often in yoga, especially when we're going through a flow. And we just mean breathing exclusively through your nose, in through your nose, out through your nose, if at all possible. This is a healing, a building of energy, and a filtering breath. And it's a really good yogic breath. I also teach energy yoga medicine, and in that I'll often teach in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you breathe out through the mouth, you're letting out that stuck energy, or just so often which is another common yoga thing you'll hear, is arrival breath. And so we'll mean inhale big through your nose, exhale out through your mouth with a sigh. It's a grounding and comforting feeling where you let out that stuck energy and you're kind of starting over. And then you can use the filtered growing breath. So it's mostly an awareness. You can tune into your body. And whenever you lose that nose breath, whenever you can no longer exclusively breathe through your nose and you have to let one out through your mouth, why is it? Is it because you pushed yourself too far and you're past your edge? So now you're like gasping for air. Are you just meeting your edge and it's okay? You can just breathe through it, let one out, let some stuck energy out, and you're still okay. Or even if you're in your life when something happens and you go, maybe stop and notice, why did that happen? It's just one of those things. So just noticing your breath again brings you back to tuning into your body and being safe, and building your mind and building your muscles in your body instead of hurting them. Let's see. I think that's a good enough lecture before I do basic poses. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me once again. Namaste.